Pan-colored people can actually go ahead and adopt black kids. Look at, like, there is nothing wrong with that. You can go ahead to adopt any number of black kids you want. That there's no issue with that. But the issue comes when things like this are all over my For You page. The issue comes, or black people complain, when stuffs like this are being repeated, when these kids are being used as a means of, you know what, lovelies, check these videos out, and we are going to come back to talk about it.
Is that how we do it? It makes your skin nice and shiny.
There you go.
If you know, you know.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So there is this particular trend, because I am not stitching only just one video, I'm stitching most of this video that I term them trend, where some group of pine color people decided that they were going to, adopt people that looks like me. Like, nobody is telling you not to, but it has become something everyone wants to just do it. People just want to have the feel of having a melanated person in their means, just to prove a point, just to prove that, oh, I am not Ray and cis. Oh my god, after all I have a black child, after all I have black friends, and what have you? Oh, I'm not Ray and cis. Like, so many people even go as far as doing something like this, then hide behind it to show themselves, and when they are being confronted, you often hear, oh my god, I am not Ray and cis. After all, I have a black kid. After all, my friends are black. Like, you having them doesn't mean that you experience their experience. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, lovelies. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright lovelies, let's right into the stitches, and we are going to come back to talk about it.
Always shine your light.
First stitch I put up here got me wow. It got me thinking a whole lot. Like, I am of the opinion that if you actually want to adopt a child, you need to make some research. If you know deep inside of you that you want to go ahead to adopt any race of any kind, you just have to make a research, and you do it with a clear, open mind. Look at this particular pan-colored man. He decided that after all his adoptees, he decided that he was going to come on the space of social media to show us the way he applied the Vaseline, to apply the cream, the Vaseline, to oil his face. Like, look at the number of Vaseline on this kid's face. Oh my god. Like, when I saw this, I was like, what is going on? Until when I started seeing the stitches, know that something is wrong somewhere. This has become an epidemic. This has become something like a trend you have to jump into. Like, there's this particular set of people who decided that they were just going to go ahead to adopt people that looks like me, and like, to them, they're having fun. It's like a fun. It's like, oh, let me have a feel of a different. What? What is this? What is going on here? What is this? How would you apply filming it, smiling about it, like you think it's a joke? Like, you are you purposely went there to adopt just so as to do this. I have seen some of these stitches where people come out to debunk and to like cancel especially pan color people adopting, because it end up this way. It end up like this. It end up something like this. And to them, it's fun. Everything is just fun. Like, so many people even goes on to say, "Oh, I teach them not to say color," even though you know that in today's society, you have not to do. You don't even need to do that, because teaching them that put them in harm's way, even if you like it or not. Anyway, lovelies, let's continue with the rest of the stitches, and we are going to come back to talk about it.
He adopted that black child and used him as a prop for this video to claim that this proves that Trump and Trump's supporters are not racist. Let me explain to you how that's not how this works. See, slave owners were having black biracial children with black enslaved women, and not one of them children ever made them not racist, because they still function within a society that was built on the concept of race and the myth that white was superior and that black people were not human. This is the same logic as, look, I can't be racist, I have a black friend. And what's sad is that this little black boy is going to grow up in a colorblind mentality. They're going to teach him to not see race, which does not mean that racism and race itself disappears. It simply means that this little black boy is going to learn very quickly that naming racism and talking about the black race and his experience as a black man, a black young man, a black boy, makes him the problem and might possibly lose him his seat at the white table. So you can adopt all the black children in the world and still be a racist, because Trump and his supporters support policies that are anti-black, that harm the black community, that harm POC. Just like the white missionaries that travel all the way to Africa to share and spread white Jesus and anti-Africanism. Going to Africa and telling these people that they need to be saved, they are not okay in their humanness as they were born, and need to be saved by a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed man from Is Not Real, which is a whitewashed version of an older story that originates in Africa. So putting your little black adopted child in the phone screen so that we can see that you have proximity to blackness does not make you not racist. Conservative white Christians especially believe in the ideology that is baked in, rooted in, created in anti-blackness and the myth of white supremacy. It is all a cover for white narcissism and white fragility, and it is anti-black at the very root. Racism is not just burning crosses and committing physical violence against black people and people of color. You can be racist and still say you love that little black boy. You can be racist and say, look at all the black friends I have. You can be racist and say, I love black people. Your racism shows when it's put to the test in the way that you vote, in the way that you pray, in the way that you believe, in the way that you act, in the stereotypes you buy into, the jokes that you tell, the ideologies you subscribe to, and the biases you hold. And no parading around of any black child, any black friend, any black wife, black husband, any black person in your vicinity or proximity is going to change that. So yes, Trump and his Trump supporters are racist, not because they don't love the black people in their lives or care for the black people in their proximity, but because that empathy does not transcribe into the way they move throughout the world, the choices they make, the way they vote, the way they pray, and the way they interact with other people that are not white and not Christian. So that was not the aha he thought it was.
People goes on to adopt people that looks like me, in the sense that they want to prove a point. They want to prove the point of, oh, I am not Ray and cis. I adopted someone that looks like you, so I'm not Ray and cis. So for you to have that at the back of your mind, that the reason why you want to go ahead to adopt someone who you don't even understand, someone that is not of your race, someone you literally need to learn about, is you're doing that to prove a point. You're doing that because you want people to see you as someone who is not Ray and cis. Ray and cis is not all about because you have an adopted that looks like me, because of that you're not Ray and cis. I don't think that is a criteria for telling yourself that you are not Ray and cis. Because there are a whole lot of Ray and cis who has been related that looks like me, biracial. I have seen so many biracial, kids coming out to talk about how their pan-colored mothers treat them in a certain way, especially when they have issues to do with their partner. who happens to be a black dude. So they actually vent that to their biracial daughter or son. Like, you having someone that looks like me does not automatically erase you from being racist. Especially most of these MAGA supporters. I have seen not one or two. Most of these MAGA supporters, adopt them, come out with them and make videos. Oh, I am not racist. After all, I adopted a melanated person. Like, what is wrong with you people? What is just wrong with everyone? You know deep inside of you that you can never fit with these people. You know deep inside of you that what you're doing has a repercussion, even if it's not now, in the nearest future. You know deep inside of you that what you're doing is super wrong, but you just go ahead to do it anyways. You just go ahead to do it anyways, and at the end of the day, the said person you adopt is being left in the middle of an ocean to fend for him or herself. To fend for him and herself. And you already know the society that you are in. You already know the society that you are in. You can never understand the struggle of being a melanated person if you are not one. Because if a melanated person is trying to explain something to you with your privilege or what have you will never understand. You will never understand. That's why I see black people frown it anytime they see a pan-color person adopted someone that looks like me. I'm not saying all are like that, but a full number. They don't know what they want. They don't even know what they're doing. And at the end of the day, the child is the one to just suffer everything. Anyway, lovelies, let's continue with the rest of the stitches, and we are going to come back to talk about it.
Adopted black people to all white families are not black. They are their own category. Then why did you refer to them as black people in the second and third word of this comment? I tell you, I swear it's only black people who try to pull stuff like this, and it makes me very, very embarrassed. I've literally never heard of an Asian person talking to an Asian person who's adopted by white people being like, nah, you're not Asian. It's funny because I see multiple comments that don't necessarily say something this ridiculous out loud, but they kind of allude to it. I saw someone say that it's phenotype, genetics, and culture, which genetics, by the way, that just literally goes without saying. When I said it's about phenotype, it was already implied that this person had black in their DNA. I always forget that sometimes I have to get on here and explain things like I'm talking to 5-year-olds. Yeah, as for like the culture or upbringing aspect, like just no, like that's not how that works. A person who is phenotypically black and they are raised by white people, they live in a white neighborhood, go to a white school, they're still going to live the black experience and be black to literally everyone. This narrative that you have to have a certain kind of upbringing to actually be black is actually very anti-black in and of itself. It's reminiscent of those things that people used to say when we were younger, or they might still say them, where it's like, oh, like, you're not black if you didn't growing up. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm blacker than you because this, that. In reality, those things have literally nothing to do with being black. And again, like, other races don't really do that, right? Like, there are people of other races who are less culturally tapped into their culture. Most people of that race aren't trying to kick them out of the race for not being cultured in that way. Mind you, particular people who are like Americanized, like they can be looked down on. They can be like, oh, like you're not tapped in the way we're tapped in. That doesn't take away from what they are and what they're considered. Okay. I feel like it's like almost exclusively black people who try to like wave this black card over other black people's heads. It's very anti-black and very sad.
When I saw this particular stage, the one that the pan-colored man is applying Vaseline on the face of this young melanated, it reminds me of a particular stitch. And I'm going to put this man. They said that he was going to go, I think he's into this LGBT wherever. Then he went on with his partner, who happens to be male partner, to adopt a melanated, very infant. And he decided that he was going to put his camera there, and with the very strong comb was combing this hair, and like, oh my god, I hope that this video finds the black community, because I just want an idea of how to take care of my little newborn baby's 4C hair. Like, mind you, as a melanated person who happens to be a newborn, you don't see the 4C hair when you are newly giving birth. We don't have 4C hair like immediately we're all being given birth. I think it's when we start growing, the falsy hair comes. You know, when we're still like infants, that this still very soft hairs, right? If I'm not mistaken, please correct me on the comment section. I believe that babies don't even have falsy hair, like falsy thick hair that I have right now. I never had it when I was like a baby, 1, 2, 3 months, 4 months. I think falsy hair start coming out when we're about 8 months to when we're adults. But this man decided that he was going to come out with this infant, talking about how to care for the force. Like, you didn't even think about that before going ahead to adapt. Lovelies, check the video out.
I'm hoping to get this TikTok over to Black TikTok.
Okay, so you put it out there, so let's talk about it real quick, okay? First and foremost, we need you to take that brush and put it to the side. We don't need you to be parting that baby hair. You don't have a baby without no edges. By that time, they 3 months old, because you had no idea what you doing. Put the brush to the side, get your hand and rub your hand over that baby head every day, because you need to shape it. We don't need no football, octagon, we need a round head. That does not require a brush. That beautiful baby right there got some beautiful hair, and you just don't need to do nothing to it right now. Let it grow. Don't be putting no brushes and no chemicals or nothing in that baby head right now. It's called being natural. People say you're doing it for content, and I start to believe because you're brushing the baby hair like it's a baby alive. The baby is alive because it's a real black baby. Let's start there. You said you wanted to get 10 more opinions because you already had somebody's opinion. I think that you just wanted to get content for this. This is not a content baby. This is a real baby that's going to have real life experiences. But to bring it to TikTok, when you could have easily searched in the search bar for the answer, let us know everything that we need to know. And we will be keeping that baby lifted up in prayer. Because we the people believe that you think it possibly could be a Hermes bag. Got it at Gucci, off Amazon, like an accessory. But there's neither here nor there. We hope that you are doing the right thing with this baby. Let's just say that. And Google up and educate yourself. That you got a long road ahead of you. And you got several people watching you. And they ain't gonna let up. But definitely, don't be listening to the YT people in your comment sections because they have no idea.
Hey, yo, what up? Listen, normally you know how I roll. I normally ask for permission to reply, but that doesn't apply to weirdo fucking bigots. I did not ask. You know who else adopted black children? Had black children? Had mixed children? Fucking slave owners. To this very day, Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers, family refuses to acknowledge Sally Hemings and her bloodline. I would highly suggest every single one of you read My Skin is a Confederate Monument by a black woman who was a professor at Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee by the name of Caroline Randall Williams. I don't know, maybe all the technology for cars that help you stay in your lane will eventually trickle down to human beings.
Like, this particular stitch was so viral the last time it's made its way to the internet. It was so viral. People are like, what are you doing? That is just an infant. Well, like, you and your spouse had an intention to adopt. First of all, you are pan-colored. Second, you are even male. Female are having it like a female. As a black person that I am, I take care of my falsy hair, and when I do that, it takes a whole lot of my time to do that as a female, right? But you, as a pan-colored person who happen to be a male pan-colored person, you are not even done taking proper care of yourself, your hair care routine, your skin care routine, and what have you. you want to go adopt a different race, very different from what you know, very different from what you are very used to. You know, mind you, I think they adopted a baby girl, right? You decided to just go and inconvenience yourself, then made your way to the internet asking people for opinion, even though you know deep inside of you that you were supposed to do all of this research yourself. Like, you never have a thought of, oh my god, even if I want the melanated infants, let me just go for the one I can manage. No. You people have seen people that looks like me as a means of caricature, as a means of something you can just play around with, yeah, as a means of something that, oh, let's just have like hide and seek, something you could just, let's just do it. You went ahead to go to this place and you adopted, and the people who even gave you the permission to are the people that I need to question. People, like, they need to be questioned, because you saw two grown-ups who are partners, and you decided that you were going to do this, and before you know it, they're on the internet asking questions, praying that the videos find the black community so that they can teach them on how to take care of your offspring, something that you are ought to do by yourself, something that you are ought to make some research. But because, oh, I can do whatever I want to do, after all, I have the privilege, you don't even care. You don't care. That is exactly what I'm seeing on this first stage. And this second stage, just the same thing. That's why I was like, I think we're in a pandemic. There's this particular brother that I actually follow on my that pops up on my For You sometimes. He keeps telling people that looks like me, if you see a pan-colored person, or who is probably in the midst of, or who adopted someone that looks like me, check up on them. And with those people who often say, oh, we don't see color, oh my god, teach them not to see color. Yeah, it's good to teach not to see color. How are you actually sure that the people that they will end up meeting in their nearest future will be taught not to see color? And at the end of the day, you see them finding themselves in the midst of people who don't like them, and at the end of the day, it ends up the way it's usually end up. That is just it. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, lovelies. If you've not subscribed to this channel up to this extent, please do your God a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.